Anyway, but when you're done with your ventures and off into the kitchen,
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
Now,
What up?
did you talk to the family and say, all right, I'm busy here now, stay out of the office?
Well, the family's standing right here beside me.
I kicked Carly out of here.
well,
I said, you
I
got to go.
I for one did not notify the family, so
Well, you might want to get on that, mister. I'm running the show here.
hey, they
My
know.
family's
They know.
reading.
Look. That door is closed. When the door is closed,
When the
Yeah.
buses are rocking,
anyway.
I
don't
told
come
Carly, you got till 9 o'clock to get out of there.
So, all right, to get this thing started, what my idea was is, we always have like those moments whenever we're like before we were trying to get this set up, like we're pretty procrastination bound, or I suck at vocabulary, like trying to use like I just tried to like be smart and it really sounded dumb, so.
We're
But
procrastinating.
the idea for the show is that when we're sitting there like playing the games and we're like having fun and all that, there's always that time where like maybe another team kicks our ass and somebody's like, "Hold on, let me go get something to drink real quick," and that downtime ends up being a lot longer than we wanted it to be because we sit there and we talk about all kind of stuff and nobody wants to cut the next person off, so we end up like having like an hour-long conversation, and then it's like, we haven't even played the game. We've literally sat here and talked for the last 45 minutes or so. And a lot of those conversations we've mentioned in the past, why aren't we recording this stuff? Or why aren't we just recording us talking? And so, yeah, I did want there to be like a little bit of a topic here, like maybe,
I got a topic.
maybe a
I ain't gonna say
preset
it till-
topic. That's fine. And you can let me know what that topic is whenever you feel ready.
Well,
Because
when we start the show, I'll let y'all know what the topic is.
we
all right?
already started the show.
Oh, we're starting. We're live.
Yeah.
You didn't even say what's going on. This is cool story, bro, with my
Well,
bros.
because I wanted to kind of explain what the hell it was before I was like, "Hey, we're back, guys!"
Well,
You know,
all right.
I
You want
kind
it?
of
You want
wanted
it?
to put an explanation to it. And now, episode 2, most definitely I want there to be like, this is a cool story, bro. It needs no explanation because if they don't have an
Wait a minute.
explanation, they can go back and look at episode 1.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're already in episode 2?
No. I'm saying, if there wasn't, if this thing becomes a thing, then
All right.
they have a place to go back and be like, what is this,
Well, you probably better introduce yourself because nobody's going to know your voice.
Well, yeah, because I'm going to, like, pump this out on my channel. That sounded dirty. So, I'm Murky Mouse, if you don't know from the angry sounding voice sometimes.
It was Angry Mouse episodes as well.
Yes. That gentleman there eating
Mm-hmm.
would be
the
Butter
infamous.
Knife.
It's the
Copper,
infamous butter knife.
And I am not Norfar for this.
He is not Norfar for this.
I am actually, well, it says that there, but my name's Mark, and that's who I'm going to be. We're going to go by Mark. I'm not Norfar today.
Okay, you're not Norfar today, but on my screen it says Norfar the one, so quite
The
frequently
one and the only.
you're just going to have to deal with the fact that I'm not editing out every time that I accidentally call you Norfar and then going back and like auto ad-libbing like Mark on several different tracks. That way I can like put in different marks there. It'd be like that weird, like those old shows
Those
where
Chinese
it's
movies.
like, yeah, like the old editing, like you see on like no, not even that. Like the early, like in the late '80s, whenever it would like try to edit a TV show or something, it'd
Mother
be
lover.
like, yeah, instead it would get to a part where like Samuel L. Jackson's like, "Son of a bitch," and it'd be like, "Son of a waffles."
I'm tired of these Monday to Friday snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
You
Yeah,
bring a monkey rider up.
yeah. So
All right.
So which
well,
one of y'all is Billy and which one's Janice?
you're Billy and Janice.
oh,
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. All right. So
That was from earlier. I'm sorry. That was kind of an inside joke.
before I give you the topic, I'm gonna give you a story to lighten the mood a little.
Okay, I love story time.
Because we've been so heavy
Yeah.
and
Well,
serious.
there's a possibility I may have told you all this, but I'm not sure. But I'm just gonna tell you again because it was funny. My sister-in-law was telling me the other day. She was sitting there with my niece, and they were looking at a magazine together. And she came to a picture of Miley Cyrus, and my niece asked her, "Is that Justin Bieber?"
Was she being
She's
serious?
Like she's 5 years old. Yeah, she was dead serious.
Oh, your niece. I don't know why. I thought you said your sister.
No, it was my sister-in-law, which would
Right.
be my niece's mother. So yeah, she asked her, "Is that Justin Bieber?" She's like, "No, it's Miley Cyrus." And she's like, "Are they married?" Because like, I guess when you marry people, you start looking like them.
Wow.
It's kind of like when you get a dog or something. You know?
Yeah.
Your dog kind of looks like you.
But I just thought it was funny. She never saw the Justin Bieber side-by-side comparison to Miley Cyrus. You know which picture I'm talking about?
Yes.
That
No,
was a good kick.
no, that's great. That's great because Miley Cyrus does look like an ugly little boy. Since you said, Butter, you said something about you get a dog, your dog looks like you. I don't know. It reminded me of a topic I had kind of like put off to the side. So I don't know if this is a sad story or a funny story or kind of like an in-between or if I should even be telling this, but so my dog has been acting extremely weird lately to the sense of like not weird like maybe I don't know, maybe she is for all I know. Like she seems healthy. She's fine like health-wise. I don't think there's a life or death threat on her part in the situation, but she has started having nightmares. Well, I'm a pretty cheap bastard, and so like my mattress is not the size that it should be to fit on top of my box spring. It's just slightly at the, like everything else fits fine, but at the very end, if I never go to that part of the bed because
You got some sagging or what?
yeah, if you were to try to sit on the end of my bed, you would slip right off. And so she gets like, in her sleep, she starts having these little nightmares where she starts kicking and crying and you know, making freaking weird noises and stuff. And it was always, I mean, that's always like been like her thing. Like she doesn't do it that often, but now it started to like happen a little more often. I don't know if like she snuck out one day and got in a fight and she can't let it down, like maybe Rover died or something. I don't know. And so now she like has these nightmares like quite frequently and stuff. And I usually try to calm her down, but sometimes I'm too busy to, I just kind of like tell her knock it off. And she's now, this week alone, she's done this 3 times where I kind of force her to lay near that lopsided part of the bed. If she's going to jump on my bed, she's going to sit down there. That's her spot. Well, when she's having these nightmares, she kind of flinches a little bit and it kind of rocks that little slope down there a little bit.
She
And
fall off that
3
shit?
times now this week she has fallen off, and like that impact face is just it's priceless. Like not so much the impact face, that one where it's like I know she's about to fall off, she knows she's about to fall off, and she kind of looks back. I look at her and she looks at me, like we're like confirming that yes, you are falling off. And plop, that little face right there the second before gravity takes effect is great. Like
Melts your heart,
wish
though.
I want to start filming it. It just it's amazing.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
I do feel like I should say, like, man, are we going to start playing or what? Because
Right.
this is just like we're sitting in the lobby.
It is.
So,
I'm chowing down on some squirrel nuts right now.
well, while you chow down on that, I got a question about Tamerky.
What you do with your squirrel's nuts is none of our
I mean, nothing
business.
can phase y'all. Yeah, I'm seriously eating squirrel nuts right now.
Like, wait. Are we squirrel? that could be taken two ways, you know, like, are we actually talking about, I mean, because there's people out there who literally eat squirrel nuts.
These are squirrel nut zippers.
Like, is this a meat or is
it's-
this a
It's a candy.
product from a tree?
Could have been the nuts that they eat.
Okay.
Google it
Squirrel
right
nuts.
now. It is a squirrel nut
Is
zipper.
this something that we need to look into for a sponsor? Like, this
Dude.
episode of Cool Story Bro is brought to you by Squirrel
Uh-huh.
Nuts.
Oh man, I would love to have them as a sponsor and keep me in some squirrel nuts because they're delicious.
Well, that's creepy.
Squirrel nut-
That sounds creepy and delicious at the same time. So, yeah.
Squirrel nut zippers, get you some.
Mark,
You're nutty.
you were going to say something right before
Oh.
we trailed off into Squirrel Nut territory.
I want to talk about the state of the rap game.
State of the rap game.
I am not a big rap fan, but I do respect rap culture. And I respect it when it takes someone, you have to be good with a pen and paper to be a rapper. And nowadays, man, with the emergence of 2 Chainz and all these other
all these other skilled rappers.
I have found 2
Uh,
Chainz the woman rapper.
2 Chainz the woman
Did
rapper?
you know about all these women rappers coming out?
Oh.
Like, and
Which-
there's these white
which-
girl rappers.
Which are you're? I know who you're referring to. I don't know who you're referring to as the female 2 Chainz, but I know one rapper. You're talking about Iggy Azalea.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of her, but yeah, she's pretty whack too. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the white girl mob.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
The what?
The white girl mob.
The white girl mob. I do not know about
A
this.
couple white chicks from Oakland who grew up with some thugs, I guess. One of them's name is V Nasty.
That's always hell. Oh, V Nasty. That's
Yeah.
that's a wonderful name for a female
What's the V
rapper.
stand for?
I don't know. Like it's.
Vagina nasty.
I mean, you know, if I was a rapper named D Nasty,
Right.
and then like, you know, like I was like being all thuggish in the bedroom, and be like, "You want the D, don't you, girl?" Like, I'm not offering her me. I'm offering her, you know, for our underage listeners, I'm offering her a hot dog, and and so yeah,
Then you got this Krayshawn bitch
Krayshawn.
who looks like a little preppy white girl, kind of.
I've not heard of these rappers, so you're dwelling farther into the rap game than I
And
have.
then we got the female 2 Chainz, Lil Debbie.
Lil Debbie. What is her songs like? What is the title of her song? Like Ho Ho's for Everyone?
Yeah, no,
or-
it's not that Lil Debbie. It's funny, I
she
never
got
put
some-
that
she got
together
some
until now.
Homemade rap.
freaking
She is terrible, man. I mean, I wish I could play you a song right now.
Lil Debbie with oatmeal cream pie.
But I just wonder, like, what the hell is rap coming to now? And these girls, this is the one course. Bitch, I got a ball. Bitch, I got a ball.
That's a wonderful chorus. It's also kind of, you know, brings in like speculation to the whole, you know, like every rapper, whether female or male, you know, kind of comes into the rap game and immediately kind of does something to shit on their own name. And for instance, I'll say like Sierra, I don't know if she done it to herself, but when Sierra came out, you know, obviously there was like some talk about her being a dude secretly or something. And it's like, I don't know how you cover that up. Most of these transsexuals that you see on TV, it's like, you're not fooling anyone, you're a dude. You know? And so like, yeah, but all this stuff gets started, and like Kevin Gates, you know, he messed around and made the comment that he would lick a female's pooper, and
Well,
you know, that's kind of become his thing. Like, why would you, as a female rapper, come out with something called like, what was it? I ball or
Bitch, I got a ball.
I got a ball. I got a
Something
ball.
like that.
Yeah, yeah. And so like now you might just go around like there. I could immediately, if I was a little more artistic with drawing, I could like draw a caricature of her with like one ball, like pointing to it, like I got a ball.
Trick Daddy's coming out with this thing like the Eat a Booty Gang or something.
Oh, that's wonderful.
He's talking about eating booties and stuff too.
Trick Daddy, I haven't heard from him in a minute.
I found out about all these white girl rappers from that VLAD TV. We'll have to link them in the description or something. It's a good channel.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. VLAD TV.
That's the one I sent you that Kevin Gates video from.
Is it VLAD TV or is it like some Russian like off-brand like Vlad TV?
It's some guy who interviews rappers.
You're
He ain't
not
Russian.
watching Vlad TV.
No.
The female rappers are just about as rare as the white rapper guy.
I will
Not
say,
anymore.
I will say that Iggy Azalea, female rappers tend to annoy the crap out of me, and she does too, but she's really hot. So I kind of give her a little bit of
Oh,
a
man.
pass on it because I'm like, okay, as long as you're shaking that thing while you're doing your little rap thing, like I'm cool with it. But to
go
listen
watch
to her on the radio versus listen to her, watch her on a music video, it's like I don't respect her on the radio. But like in a video, I'm like, okay, keep going. Keep telling me how you do that, you know that, you want that, you shake that, whatever the hell she's saying. I don't know. Anyway,
You need to watch a VLAD interview with V Nasty, dude. It's fucking sad. She's got a grill for one,
well, that's always a good trait.
and she can hardly talk with it in. So she sounds like a little fucking kid that's got like
I want to bring her home to
speech
mom
impediment.
already.
And-
I've always said, I just have that's the thing I look for in a chick. Like, first, you got to have a nice butt. Secondly, you've got to have some sort of metallic object in your mouth at all times.
and a speech impediment.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
She also says the word nigga a lot, and she's white.
that's always healthy. That's definitely like.
But people excuse it because I guess she's like a G and shit. So she
Hey,
talks
wait,
about.
wait, she's
She
white?
talks about the. Yeah,
And she says that?
yeah.
Oh God, she's gonna get beat up.
No, they accept it because she's a G and
Yeah,
she's got
they-
that choppa.
They
She's
may may accept it now, but like as she like progresses, like I dare her to be up there at the Breakfast Club and say that, like in a Breakfast Club interview, and her like slip out and say that. Like that's just I don't know. There's been a lot of like discussion on that, and there's a lot of rappers like, I'm not gonna say like big rappers in the sense of that I listen to them, but yeah, like people like Method Man, Ice Cube, people who kind of like paved the way for these little shitty rappers now, they don't like that. Like I've seen interviews where they're like, if Eminem ever said it, we'd beat his ass. and he's even said it, he's even come out and said, like, I think he said it one time in a song in a joking manner, but he's even said he doesn't think a white rapper should. And I remember, I'm kind of, saying a little more than I need to expose on myself, but, I've had some rap history in the past, and I'll just go ahead and tell a story. So the first time I ever went to the real recording studio, I was always raised around a lot of black people, and it was very commonly used word, and they used it a lot, and I guess over the years I got a little brave, and I used it, and nobody did anything about it, so I was like, okay, I can say this. I am allowed to say this, and even at sometimes, like, people would say cracker, and I would get offended. I'd be like, hey, and they'd be like, nah, man, you ain't no cracker, like, you ain't gotta get offended by that. Because apparently I wasn't white to them. And so that being said, when I started writing raps, I used that word in my lyrics because other rappers used it, so why not? I can get away with it. So I get in the studio, I've got this song recorded. I've got this song written down. I've had this song wrote for months now. It's like in my head, it's my number one hit. It's going to take me to the top. I should be eating like a king right now because of that song. Not really. And so I get in there, and dude's like, all right, so when you're ready, and I was like, all right, start it whenever, count me down. So he counts me down. I get like 20 seconds into the verse. He's recording, and then N-word. And bam! everything in the studio, like all the lit up stuff, everything in the room that's just lighting up, it literally becomes that like moment you see in movies whenever like everything just gets cut off and the DJ is like, what the fuck? Like, they cut everything off on me, and like I think one of them even reached for a pistol and was like, oh, what'd you just say? And then like one of my friends like kind of was like I'm standing there like, I didn't realize that I had said something wrong there. And they're like, I don't know. And they kind of sat there and kind of talked amongst themselves. And I guess I got voted allowed to say it. You know, they allowed it. They were like, okay, we'll allow it. But they did kind of like be like, you do realize what you did wrong and you understand and all this. And like, they lectured me. And
you were like, nigga, please.
Yeah, it was very embarrassing for being my first time in a recording studio, a professional recording studio, trying to do that. So, nonetheless, kids, if you're going to be a white rapper, try to, I mean, there's plenty of words you can use that, you know, to substitute for that word. And I mean, I've said cracker. I've gotten to where it's like, you know, it may not always rhyme in the way that you want it to, but I'll say cracker just so that you understand I meant to say nigga, but I didn't. You know?
All right. Cool story, bro.
So I had a topic on hand that I thought or I deemed, well, but you have not thrown out any kind of topic.
Yeah, let's get some of the butterness.
Do you have something on your mind?
Well, I was just going to comment on your little story about your rapping experience and be like, you know, if you were probably on a plane that was going down with some of your buddies who were all cool with you, they might have been like, oh, here's your special super strong parachute. It's made of concrete. You'll love this.
And be like, remember all those times you said nigga?
Yeah, we got this special super strong parachute for you, brother.
This is for real niggas right here.
It's called concrete. Why is it called concrete? Like, oh, because it's just that strong, man. It's sturdy. And I'm like, it's awfully heavy. And they're like, yeah, that's the material, you know. It's a heavy industrial parachute, you know. Like, sure, and I'm an idiot, so I probably would believe them. I mean, it's like I'm up in a plane. What am I going to do? Like, question it? Like, you know, like, I mean, worst case scenario, if I didn't trust it, I've got like gator grip with my arms and my legs. Like, I can literally like wrap around somebody like a bear and just lock onto them. And so I think in that situation, if I was suspicious of my safety device, I would probably just wait till one of them jumped out and jump right on their back like a spider monkey and just latch on. And like the whole way they're probably like fighting me, but it's like, you know, we can do this the hard way or the easy way. You know, you could fight me and we could potentially both die, or you could just ride it out and don't worry about what that is on your leg.
What?
Well, I mean, you know, if under that situation there might be some sort of warm material or some sort of, you know, excitement factor. I mean, I've never jumped out of a plane before. I can't tell you, but, you know, my body might work in a way in that situation that it might normally work.
That makes me think of a story I was reading earlier, because I was looking for stuff to talk about, I'll be honest.
Okay. I mean, that's perfectly fine. You know, I see many other people do it, and
this guy, like, slipped a disc in his back or something like that.
Yes.
And it causes him to have 100 orgasms a day.
That could be problematic.
It could be pleasuring, but also problematic.
I'm only seeing the good. Like, it's
he
almost
said he can't even
making
be
me
around
want
his
to
kids
go,
because of it.
like, do you know the situation he was in when he hurt himself?
I do not know. I just
Like,
know
'cause,
he
like,
busts a lot of nuts in a day.
I don't know why is he complaining about this, or
Yes,
is
he's
he?
got kids, man. He can't just be orgasm in front of his kids.
Oh, that's true.
Or how about like woo 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 woo? You know the sirens, and then it gets pulled over. Excuse me, sir. Do you know how fast you're going? Oh yeah, yes I do. I'm gonna give you a ticket. Oh yeah.
Man, imagine how much he does his underwear laundry, dude.
Wow. Yeah.
You gotta carry a lot of pairs on you throughout the day, man. That'd just be a tough life.
He probably.
I
has to
think
work
it would
like
be
some
one of
kind
those.
a pad.
It would be
Like a
one of those things.
Diaper.
I'm not pro welfare or anything, but if you've received a medical condition where I say it like it was a gift, if you received it, like here, have your 100 orgasms a day. No, if you've been diagnosed with a medical condition that you're having 100 orgasms a day, I do believe that might be case for some sort of disability. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you right now, if I'm at work and all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, a surprise orgasm happens,
Right.
and it's never happened before. All right, first off, we're gonna acknowledge that. Like, it's not gonna be like a shameful thing. Like, I'm telling somebody, because if there's a way to have an orgasm without having to like fondle yourself or have go out of your way to please some chick who you might not even want to,
Because
be
that shit gets
nice
expensive, man.
Well,
Yeah.
Now we gotta know though. Is it like one about every 15 minutes, or is it are they rapid fire for like this particular time frame? Each day.
I mean, it said 100 a day, and he says it's affecting his life where he can hardly even leave the house. So I'm guessing it's like you divide 100 of them over the course of a day. So
it'd be
it's probably like every 5, 10, or probably every 10 minutes or something like that. He's just like, oh my god, here it comes.
Yeah,
Kids are like, Daddy, what's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong with me.
I would definitely
like
I would definitely
like,
get on some sort of disability at that point.
I would definitely start like selling my semen to the local shelter.
Yeah, I mean, why is he not getting rich? Like,
We can start producing like a
Well,
cow, man.
yeah,
There's no way he could produce that much.
He's probably
I
shooting
mean,
a lot of
but,
blanks
you
at
know-
the end of the day,
he might be shooting a lot of blanks, but catch the ones that count. That's money right there.
Man, imagine what his balls feel like towards the end of the day, man.
It's weird. It's weird because the like let's not continue on. Let's not make this first episode about some man in
All right,
Virginia's
good.
balls.
I got another one here. A man marries his former stepmom. How do you feel about that?
It's frowned upon, but it's not.
Well, it's like this. What if she was your stepmom since you were like 5, and then you were 18 and you was like, damn, moms.
Or what if
Look
it was your creepo dad who married like your classmate?
I would
Right,
think I would think more about the one who's been the adult longer.
Right.
Like, I would be like, all right, Billy, are you sure that's what you want to do? But like, I would definitely tell Janice like she is in the wrong.
Well, I mean, like, what if
There's
it's
old
like,
Billy and Janice again.
what if you're already full grown? Your dad brings home a smoking hot like 20-year-old, marries her. They marry for like a year.
Is
but
it
really,
like
she wants-
wait?
she wants
when
the-
you say
the
like
son.
I'm full grown, am I like full grown with a beard full grown, or am I like
With a beard like
teenager?
you see in that picture right there. We know you can't get a beard like that, but let's be real here.
Yeah. Well,
No, I'm
I
saying
can,
you're like
but
in
it
your
takes like
20s.
6 months.
You're like 22. Your dad bangs like a
22.
26-year-old chick, takes her home, marries her,
I'm
They're
hoping
married
it
for
doesn't
a
work
year.
out.
and then they split up, and then you marry her ass. Now that'd be one thing.
Yeah, I mean you keep it in the family.
But also the thing I read in the story, I don't know what their situation was as far as how long he had known her, but the dad's okay with it. He's gonna be at the wedding.
That's odd.
Son, you take my leftovers. You treat him nice.
I'd almost wonder, do they see it, does the dad see it as like, son, I've had this lady in my life for 15 years now, and now that you're a man, I want you to have her.
Yeah, there's nothing more I can do for her.
Is it like a passed down thing? Like, is his child, like, does he have a child with another female? Because obviously you don't want him marrying his mother. That would be disgusting. But does he have a child, possibly male, that one day later on, when his child becomes an adult, he could pass her on to them?
Right.
Just keep passing old stepmom around to generation, like some sort of like old inherited class ring or something.
I want you to have her, son, and when little Richie grows up, I want you to pass her on to him too.
Yeah, like when my father turned of age, his father gave her to him, and I'm giving it to you, and I want you to give it to your son, and like
take good care of her.
Yeah, treat her nice, treat Janice well.
So, you were talking about your little rap experience, and it made me start thinking about
how you wanted to start rapping.
No, now see, I went through that phase, and then this is where I was going. Is I'm a little older.
That was actually where Butter Knife came up. That was originally. I don't know if you remember the actual conversation, but you and I'm not gonna bring up his name, but that dentist guy that I always used to give. I honestly am not bringing up his name because I don't even remember what his name was, but you know what his name is, and when you originally said that, though, you were like, I got it. I know what my rap name is going to be. And then you, like, sent me a message, and you were like, what do you think about that? And when you made the actual name, I was like, yeah, that's a good name. Not for rap, but, for gaming. But, yeah, all right, continue. Sorry.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, well, see, I go back, like, when rap and all that stuff was just really coming on the scene and stuff. I'm a product, of the, well, actually born in the 70s, but my time was the 80s. I'm a little older than you guys.
Yeah, my time was the 80s too.
But well, I mean, I was teenager in the 80s.
I mean,
so.
you were sucking milk out of titties in the 80s. He was playing with titties in the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
I was like at the skating rink in the early 80s, listening to LL Cool J and break dancing and all that good stuff. So, but from the 80s though, there was a lot of cool stuff that came out of the 80s that we still use today, and some of the slang and stuff like that, and even into the 90s and stuff. One of the things that I miss is some of the, and we need to start doing this. Like, you remember heard anybody say like no duh. No duh.
No duh.
Yeah. No duh. That was like a really big one. Excuse me. That's what she said, I guess, but I can't set myself up for those. But anyway, no duh is one we need to bring back. It's
no duh, like the term?
Yeah.
Dude, it's back.
I'm not sure I want it back, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same exact thing. My little sister
here's another one.
said it one day, and I wanted to like karate kick her in the face a little bit.
Well, we just tell you tell her that she wrong for that. That's another one you can.
Well,
use.
It's the context that you say it, because no duh is like, to me, it's like the original smartass. Like it's literally it depends on the context to say it. If you're like, well, no duh, and you're casual about it, that's fine. But if you're like hateful about it, and it's like, I'm telling you something, you're like, no duh, like, oh, I want to just kick you in the teeth.
I'll tell you what the new no duh is. And I can't stand it when chicks do this, but when you do something they don't like or say something, they go, really?
Yeah.
Really, Mark? Really?
Right.
I just want to smack a bitch when I hear that. Including my own sister and girlfriend, because those are the ones that say it the most.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I've heard Carly say, really, Mark?
I know. You just want to be like, bitch.
It never bothers me, but I can understand. Yes, like, yes.
Well, especially when I heard my sister say it first. So when she says it, it reminds me of my sister.
Oh,
I tell
yeah,
her that. I
that's
say, I don't want to date my sister, all right?
Yeah, like does she like say it like when y'all are in the bedroom and stuff's going on? Or is she
No,
like,
no, come on.
really? No, I'm sorry. That was
Yeah, like, it's over? Really?
You know how when like some of the more modern salutations, like when you get on a game or in a conversation, like, "Hey, what's up, man? What's up?" That's kind of the, "Hey, what's going on, man? What's up, dude?" I used to have this thing where I would say like, "Hey, what's the 411?"
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I've heard
Yeah,
that.
I've definitely heard that. I think I've
What-
possibly said that. It wasn't
My
like
boss-
my thing to say or nothing. It might have come out of my mouth at some time.
My boss always says, "What's the skinny, Mark?"
Well, there you go. That's another one.
And I say, "Not me."
I've heard what's the scoop? What's the
Oh, yeah.
word? You
Yeah.
know, it's as you say that, I'm curious, I was kind of like around when duh became like popular. I still remember like being in like first grade and like duh becoming like a thing, and
Yeah.
it's around the time when
That was
somebody said
80s.
that it was okay for dudes to tie their sweater around their waist, and but later
you tied your
on,
sweater around your waist, didn't you?
I might have when I was like 5.
Alex?
Yeah,
I didn't know any better. I was under the influence of older kids in my school. They were doing it. It was peer pressure.
Wait a minute. Did you have one of those sweater vests and some Argyle socks as well? Were you a
No,
prep?
I wasn't like Carlton or nothing. I was it was more of like a
We got to bring back the Argyle socks. Those were the shiz right there. Argyle socks.
well, I won't be wearing Argyle.
Oh,
No, but my question was, what's up? Like, where did that come from? Like,
the phrase "What's up?"
yeah.
I think we're all stumped. I don't know.
I mean, I'm thinking. I'm sure it was like. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm sure you could Google it and figure it out quite
I am
simply.
Googling it. How did this begin? Did it really start?
You didn't minimize the chat now, did you?
No, I didn't.
I'm thinking researching, trying to figure out where "What's up" came from is going to be about like a wooden frying pan. Useless.
Right.
We don't need to know that.
But hey, it's going to stick with him all night if he doesn't know.
Well, I guess.
Wow. While he looks that up, I can tell you all another story I got.
Okay, I already did look it up. Hold on.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, apparently, "What's up" was a term used in a short story in 19... That can't be correct. A book can't be from 1862 to 1910. That's not... I think maybe this person lived from that era, and they're, for some reason they put that in there, which has nothing to do with the thing. But apparently there's a book called The Adventures of Shamrock Jones, which they misspelled Jones wrong. And "What's up" was a term that was used there, and then later on it was used in a book called The Sea Wolf, and apparently, I don't know, there's every 5 seconds in this thing. I don't know where it come from, because the further I scroll down, more people are like, so-and-so in 1966, and then they're like, in 1901, this person is like, 1851, apparently, freaking Mayhew, London labor.
I don't think you know how to use Google, man.
I think these people don't know how
Oh
to
my
use
gosh.
Google. Like, do they not know that, like, you put the more updated answer up top so that you don't look like an idiot when you go to look it up, and then as you're scrolling down, you find out. Anyway,
Mark,
it got popular from Bugs Bunny, though.
did
Bugs
you
Bunny
break
was
the
the one.
internet? Did you Google?
I
did.
did not Google.
You broke the internet, didn't you?
I'm looking it up right here now.
What are you looking up?
It's meant, what is the current news? As one would look up to see the news in the older days. You would look up, I guess.
I want to know the title of that book that you were talking about a minute ago, Marky. What was the book? The Adventures of Shamrock Jones?
Yeah, Jones, spelled with an L between the O and the N.
I gotta look that up.
So it's like Jolens.
I gotta read that. Because that almost reminded me of the, you remember the Eddie Murphy character on Saturday Night Live, Velvet Jones?
Might have been a little older than my time.
Yeah.
When I was a child, I wasn't allowed to watch Saturday Night Live.
You need to YouTube Eddie Murphy as Velvet Jones. Just do like SNL Velvet Jones, and bam, that's like comedy gold right there. That's some classic stuff.
So is that White Girl Mob, dude, with Little Debbie, dude. That shit is hilarious. Fucking white girl rappers.
Definitely.
White girl rappers, glass hammers, useless.
All right, so I'm on the way home from my brother's the other day, right? Well, it was more than the other day, but it was a while ago. I'm walking down past his house. This dude's outside manning his grill. He's like, "Hey, man," and I'm like,
Time out. Did you say manning his grill?
Yeah, like you would man the wheel on a ship, man the watch out, you know.
So he was manning his grill?
Like a grill you cook food on?
Oh, all right. Sorry, I was just baffled by your interesting choice of words for the...
All right. Break up the flow of my story. So he's on the grill, all right, and I walk by. He goes, "Hey, what's your name, man?" And I didn't even know he's talking to me. I turn to look at him. He's like staring at me. So I'm like, "Oh, Mark?" He's like, "Boy, you look like my buddy Dave." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I keep walking. He goes, "Boy, I look just like him." And I'm like, "Well, it's not me." And I get about 20 feet down the road from him, and I hear, "You smoke weed?" I'm like, "No." I don't want nothing to do with this random guy who thinks I'm his friend Dave. And then so now when I walk by that house, there's always this awkwardness, and I always cross the street, so it probably makes me look like a bitch.
Like, you always feel like as if he's going to want to come out and like, "Are you sure you're not Dave?"
You sure you don't smoke weed?
Yeah, like, somehow, like, this guy is, like, determined. He reminds me enough of Dave that, Dave's a pretty good friend. So maybe, if I make this guy who looks like Dave my friend, I'll have two pretty good friends.
Maybe Dave died and they're looking to replace him with a similar-looking guy.
A similar-looking Dave. Or they lost Dave. What if they lost Dave and they're, like, trying to find a replacement before his family finds out, and, like, trying to find a suitable person to pass off as Dave, it's a pet goldfish that died, and
well, it makes me think of that South Park episode where they finally replace Kenny, and they're like, because Kenny dies for good, and they're like, "We need a new friend," and so they try out all these kids and end up choosing Butters or whatever. But yeah, that's what that guy probably wants to do with me. He wants to make me his new Dave, or he wants to wear me.
Yeah, that would.
Hold up. Okay, now I've been kind of distracted. I've been looking at this Shamrock Jones, Jolnes, Jolnes.
Yes.
I got this. This cracked me up. All right. You can read this whole little short story in like probably 10 minutes, but anyway, just the opening lines of this thing is pretty funny. This dude's talking about how he counts Shamrock Jones, the great New York detective, among his muster of friends, and he says Jones is what is called the inside man of the city detective force. Listen to this. He's an expert in the use of the typewriter. And, and in his duty, whenever there is a murder mystery, in quotes, to be solved, to sit at a desk telephone at headquarters and take down the messages of cranks who phone in their confessions to having committed the crime. That is his specialty right there, folks.
That sounds like a boring-ass book, man.
He is very proficient at using the typewriter.
So, whoa. So he's a crime solver?
No, he's a fucking paper. He's a paper pusher, man.
Well, what is I'm curious, what is the date of this book?
I'm sorry. I'm imagining like a trailer for the movie. If it was a movie of Adventures of Shamrock Jones, you see him like sitting there.
Armed with this typewriter. Sets out to stop crime for good.
What is it? What year was that book written?
This says 1911. It's from Sixes and Sevens.
Oh my God! I feel like that's like the Walmart version of Sherlock Holmes.
And it's written by O. Henry.
Ain't that a candy bar?
Yeah, but it's O. period. O. Henry.
Yeah, O. Henry the candy bar. I think's O apostrophe. There's
Oh, my
a
bad, my
definitive.
bad.
Yeah, get it right, man.
Totally different guy. Totally
Yeah.
different guy.
Totally different punctuation.
Well, I didn't really care for O. Henry candy bars, and that story sounds pretty lame. So
I don't
fuck
think
it.
I've ever had an O. Henry.
It's kind of
candy bar.
like caramel, ain't it?
I don't know. I clearly just stated how I never had.
I was asking Butter. All right, he knows everything.
Oh, wait. I found the line. Here we go. The other day I dropped in at headquarters and found the great detective gazing thoughtfully at a string that was tied tightly around his tattle finger. I guess that's his index finger, the one I'm just tattling.
Oh,
Okay, anyway. Here it is. He says, good morning, what's up? He said without turning his head. So there's your what's up, and it's one word, WHATSUP. What's up?
And that did not do any justice as to why they say it, but good job, Ricky, for finding that.
yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
my gosh.
I
That
mean,
made me
Murphy.
smart.
Well, I care less either way of the Murky
Dude, this
Ricky.
guy can use a typewriter, man. That's amazing.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
Well,
My notes are up. Did anybody else take notes?
take notes.
Or bring notes, bring topics?
Oh, are you
anything
saying
like
your
that?
topics are up? Yeah, I had a topic. Butter, did you have any topic of your own that you wanted to say before I share my topic?
I'll take that as a no. On to the next topic.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I was talking to Rhonda. What?
I was,
See what I was saying about the family, man?
yeah.
What? Yes.
No, I was saying, did you have any specific topic that you wanted to speak about before I brought up a topic that could take up a portion of this show?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So, I thought I wanted to talk about, like, I feel like celebrities should have a cap on how much they can make ever. And hear me out, and honestly, it's not just celebrities. I think people in general should only be allowed to make so much money in their lifetime. Whether they choose to do it really quickly or over a long period
So
of time.
you're saying a total amount earned, not per year or anything? Because what about when they spend it all, man?
That's the thing. Where it's okay. Hear me out. Okay, let me explain the situation before, so you'll more understand. So, everybody's wanting an Iron Man 4, and I believe Robert Downey Jr. stated that he would not do an Iron Man 4 unless they paid him like some crazy ridiculous amount, something billion, you know,
Wow.
to do it.
Well,
And
they're Iron Man.
you know, I'm sitting there thinking, like, is that not just kind of like the whole, like, I'm taking my toys and leaving scenario? Because, honestly, like, to me, it's like, Iron Man made a lot of money, billions in itself. So, looking at it, like, you're a multi-millionaire, Robert Downey Jr., and I say that meaning a multi-millionaire. Like, multi-millionaire could be like, you got $3 million. No, this dude's got like several millions. Like, they probably, they try to keep track of how much money he really has. I'm sure they don't know every dollar. You know, how could you? How could you know every dollar that a millionaire earns when they're making that many millions off of something
But do we really need another Iron Man?
Well, no, we don't. But the point is, we definitely don't. I didn't watch the third one. We didn't need that one. But my point is just, when you have that much money, you've obviously reached a cap on the money where no matter at whatever rate you spend the money, no matter
Exactly.
how fast you spend it, you're not gonna reach the end. You're not gonna spend your last dollar before you die.
Some
It's
people just like to
impossible.
look at that total and just keep making it higher and higher, and their dick gets hard from
Exactly.
that shit,
And
man.
why? Why? They're
That fucking money boner, man. That's why.
right, but where's the money coming from? Where's this continuous money coming from? Is it coming from like our, what could be our kids' education and everything else? Is it coming from what could be paving these shitty roads
Oh,
that are
that
causing
kills me,
wrecks,
man.
and
Looking at
stuff
all the
like
shit
that?
that's wrong with this country, man, and then you look at all these rich people who are complaining about $1 million
Yeah.
here and there.
Yeah, you've got this multimillionaire complaining about how he wants more money, and it's like, dude, okay, let's hypothetically say, yeah, the production company decides they're gonna give him $1 billion. He's not gonna see that $1 billion. That $1 billion is never gonna be something that he can physically look at unless he literally goes to the bank the day he receives the check and is like, I want to cash my $1 billion, and he literally gets it in a physical form.
They're gonna be like,
Then
dude,
he-
it's gonna take us like 5 months to get that to you,
Yeah.
and like a bunch of $1 million
Yeah, like
want
they're
that-
not even going to be
I
able
want
to
that
do
in
it in one
tens
day.
and twenties.
right?
Yeah, or ones. Could you imagine? Like, we're going to give you $1 billion in ones. First off, they're not going to have that much physical cash on hand.
I would just want to lay in it,
Gold
like
bullion.
make money angels in it and stuff.
I mean, yes, that's the obvious. I mean, I could see like the greedy side of it, and yes, no doubt, like I understand like his concern for that. He knows that they're making that much, and he's actually standing up for himself. But my point is, if there was a cap, if there was a potential cap of, let's say, $100 million. Once you have made $100 million, that's when it's your choice. You can either spend it all in one place and be stupid about it, but with $100 million, you should be able to live lavishly and never have to worry about anything. $100 million, you could literally pay a doctor to put you into some sort of anesthesia or, knock you out. And you could literally have a pre-documented contract with some people to where you would literally never have to do anything in your life again. You could pay a guy to wipe your ass. You could pay somebody to shovel food down your throat. You could pay a person to clean up, change, wash you, all that, and literally not even have to live anymore.
Well,
Well, now,
there's
now we know what Murky's idea of the life luxury is.
what would you do if you won $1 million?
I don't want to
sleep.
sleep.
I'm just saying you could literally pay to never have to live on your own again. Somebody could do everything there is to life for you.
One thing I can say in defense of the millionaires is like, once a millionaire gets rich, he has a bunch of snotty ass, spoiled ass kids that don't know what the fuck work ethic is and don't know what a job is. So he's got to make as much money as he can to leave to those little pricks so that they can leave to their spoiled ass kids. And
So are we promoting lazy rich kids, or?
I mean, that's just life, man.
I mean,
didn't I
they're-
see something about Sting? Sting wasn't going to leave any of his money to his kids. Didn't I see something like
Oh.
that?
That's hard shit.
that
man.
that would be like, honestly, like fucking hilarious to me.
All them
Like,
kids ever known was money, though.
somebody like Nick Saban, who's like son, like I don't know if y'all know, but like Nick Saban's son is like this little drug addict, like fuck up, constantly getting in trouble or whatever. Like it would be to me, I would get a great laugh out of it if like Nick Saban dies. He's at the his son's at Little Nick, or I don't know his name. I don't remember. If he's like at his dad's funeral and they do like the whole like After I don't know when they do it. They in the movies they always show it like it's after the funeral. I think it's actually like weeks later once everything's died down. But a lawyer comes in and like goes over like the finances and stuff
Yeah.
and what's yours, what's theirs, what's the bank's, all that. And if like it's like my inheritance I leave to the homeless man on the corner, old drop dead Fred. And I think that should be necessary. If you're a rich person and you know that your child is an undeserving, spoiled little shit who's had a spoon-fed life his whole life, and excuse me, and he's always just been a little dick. Like, make him suffer, man. Make him have to work. And like, they're always like, "Oh, I can't do it. He's my son. He's my son." Then you don't actually care. Because if you did care, like,
Huh?
you would have taught him long before not to act like that. But they
What's
do.
in it?
And so,
You guys gonna have to excuse me for 1 second.
yeah, are you sharing whatever that is that you seem to be receiving? I mean, it sounds like food.
So check this out. While he's away, just while we're talking here, I looked up a little story on Sting, who is now 62, and he says he's got more than 100 people on his payroll. Like, he has a lot of band members and a lot of staff and a lot of folks and stuff, and there's not going to be a whole lot left. He said, he's spending the money that comes in. They're spending it, and he said, I certainly don't want to leave his kids, or talking about them, don't want to leave them a big trust fund that's going to be an albatross around their neck. They have to work. All my kids know they're going to have to work, and they rarely ask me for anything, which I really respect and appreciate. And he said, obviously, if they were in trouble, he'd help them, but I've never really had to do that. They have the work ethic that makes them want to succeed on their own merit. So there you go. At least one celebrity seems to be doing it right.
Right. And but what I was saying about the cap was like, once you reach 100 million, you're literally at that point. You're just
Well, of course, though,
gathering.
it's if you're stockpiling. I mean, but
Yeah.
just like Sting, I mean, there's a lot of cash flow there, but he has a lot of people on his payroll. He has a lot of debts and things that he has to
Right,
pay.
right. And if your debts are involved, by all means, if you can prove that you're spending $1 billion, like that you're gonna spend that $1 billion, I mean, maybe you're buying airport after airport after airport. I don't know, but I guess there could be a loophole there. But I feel like it would be a little safer on the economy if every little like 15 to 30-year-old that just like fucking went and tried their hand in Hollywood and succeeded, I feel like there's people from other countries that are, people always complain about immigrants coming over to America and taking our money, and sending it back home. Look at these celebrities that are from other countries. Like Iggy Azalea is from Australia. You think she's sharing her money with the United States? No.
Fucking taxes, motherfucker.
She's not. No, she doesn't have to pay taxes. She's a foreigner. They don't pay taxes. So she is taking. If they cut her $1 million check for this recent album that she's either dropped or is about to drop, that's $1 million that goes home with her. That's $1 million taken from our country. So now the U.S. is down $1 million, whereas Australia is technically up $1 million.
Yeah, but the main money is made touring, and when she tours, that makes us money.
Well, does it?
Oh yeah. You think like renting the stadium to do the concert at, ticket profit,
I mean, I'm
percentage
sure
of the
you're
ticket
right.
sales.
I'm-
I mean, have I ever been wrong?
yeah,
Never.
but in this case,
You might not always be right, but he'll never be wrong.
I'll call
That's
that
right.
I'll call that fair judgment. You know,
Mm.
I guess that would be like a give and take there, but for actors, are we making money off of them? Like, is the government making money off of them? Because other than taxing the production companies and stuff like that.
Well, that's a good question, man.
Because if so, there's foreign actors. And not to be totally against foreigners. I didn't want that to be like the top. I'm just using that as an example, of ways that giving people these huge amounts, these unimaginable amounts of money that they're never going to spend, that are literally stockpiling. They're chipmunking that shit.
Murphy's just all salty right now. Listen to him.
I'm a little, well, I've thought about it because I might be a little jelly because I don't have $1 million, but nonetheless, like, I do see like a little, I'm always hearing like people comment on news and
So we're gonna
on
break up the
news.
serious money talk here right now. All right, we're gonna lighten up the humor.
No, wait, let's talk about some more money. Psych! There's you another 80s term right there. Psych!
Oh,
I want you to look at this picture I sent y'all on the Skype chat here.
How do you Skype chat?
The little chat. There should be a little symbol that you click on the bottom left. It's like a little bubble.
Yeah, it's like, isn't that a message thing?
Yeah. Then inside there should be something you can save. There you go. Someone's taking it anyway. One's waiting. One's in
Are you
progress.
teaching him how to use the Skype?
I'm trying to.
I see the bubble.
Now look down in the chat. It should say something that I sent. It says "pay human goat."
Why is a picture taking like 30 seconds to download?
I don't know. You got some slow ass internet.
Dude, just send it to me on my phone.
I can't. Oh, that's right. You're on your iPod trying to do that shit.
What?
Anyway, this people got accused of fucking their goats and getting it pregnant, man. And that's what came out, dude. Is that looks like a kid kind of? Don't you see his face?
Whoa.
That's impossible. That's not even possible. but of course a kid would come out of a goat.
No,
funny.
this
See what I did
looks
there?
real though.
No, there's no possible way. No way.
Are
Hey,
you?
don't
a
knock it till you
scientist?
try it, man.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Knock it.
Huh?
I see what you did there. You got knocked up. Don't knock it.
Oh no, I didn't do that there. You did that in your head.
Oh,
But now that it's out,
I haven't seen the picture, but I think I know the one you're talking about. And there's no way, no possible way.
I'm just wondering, if this was real, goat or non-goat, I feel like it has like a human-like quality, and the more compassionate side of me feels like, why is he holding it by the head?
Right. Like it's a baby kitten or something.
Yeah, he's like,
Because it's dead,
Oh, is it?
I
Oh.
think. I don't know.
Yeah, because you
it
should
looks like
definitely
it.
hold dead animal, human things by their head. That's what's with like the weird crisscross arms, like.
I don't know, man. Fucking shit didn't come
I
out right, dude.
really wonder like how true this is. Like, Butter says it's not real, but what if it is?
I mean, remember, I'm the one that's never been wrong. Okay, not
What's
Butter.
the all right. Well, what's the pros and cons about having like a half human, half goat? you
Hey,
know?
and make sure you show that picture in the video for all the people at home whenever this goes up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll try to remember to do that. Let me actually put it off to the side. All right. No. What are like?
They're saying excessive use of pesticides.
Yeah, I know. That's what the goat fuckers are trying to say. But we all know the story.
Come on, man.
So,
No.
so what would be a pro and a con of having a little goat baby?
Well,
This takes me back to another SNL episode.
I could tell
Oh,
you
boy.
a con. He'd be a bad boy.
You need to look up SNL Goat Boy. on YouTube.
I've seen Goat Boy.
And there you go.
How about the Adam Sandler goat skit?
I don't remember it, but I do remember it. It's like somewhere in my head. It's like it's a memory, but it's a lost memory.
Right.
You know, you never actually lose your memories. They just get pushed back. So whenever a person says, I forgot, you never actually forget.
I forget.
So the word forget really seems... If scientifically that's true, then the word forget doesn't make any sense at all. Because if you don't forget, then, that's it. What is it? What is forget? Okay, anyway, that was, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. So
Where do we go from here, boys?
Well, I don't know. There's lots of things that could be. Well, Call of Duty is coming out.
Yeah, who cares?
Well,
I got mine pre-ordered, man.
Dude, careful. We're recording this. You don't want people to know that.
No, it's pre-ordered.
I'm
got-
actually going to pre-order it on my next paycheck. I'm actually going to pre-order it, but not because I want to pre-order it, but because if I pre-order it on the PlayStation 4, there's a no refunds policy. So I can't back down because it's starting to get to that season where, those last minute things that they don't tell you about all year are starting to pop their ugly little head
Like
up, and
the fucking game breakers.
yeah, the game breakers are starting to show up. And before I find something that's just a deal breaker for me, I want to have that thing purchased already so I don't back out. Because if I find something this time, like Black Ops 1, I was like, I really bit the bullet there, which I had already paid for it. I'd already paid the full price on it. So it was like, just go pick the game up. You already bought it.
Here's something. Butter.
Yeah.
Knife. Do you know that Advanced Warfare does not have dead silence?
Well, I did not know that, but I don't really see it as an advantage in this game anyway, or even a necessity.
That's true, but everybody likes to be quiet.
Well, wallbangers don't like
yeah.
to be quiet.
Yeah.
I wonder how
I
Go ahead.
haven't found it as necessary much since what was the one before Black Ops?
Modern Warfare 2?
Nah, was it 2 or 3? Was it?
Modern
Well,
Warfare
which Black
2,
Ops are we talking
well,
about?
yeah, which Black Ops are we talking? Well, he didn't play Black Ops 1, so you must be referring to the more recent Black Ops.
I meant prior to Black Ops.
Modern Warfare 3.
You're
And
right.
that was the worst sound whoring Call of Duty of all time.
That was probably the last time that I actually, leaned on dead silence pretty heavy.
I know, now you just lean on the crouch walk everywhere you go.
Heck yeah, you don't even need it, man. You just crouch walk.
It's so funny when we play with people
of
that don't know you. And they're like, wow, look at this guy, the way he's walking. Like,
That's all I do.
the memories of Butter. It's like a 1v3.
yeah.
Bomb needs to be defused. It's like 30 seconds are on the clock. He's all the way across the map, and it's like, crunch.
He's playing it like there's like an hour left in the field.
Yeah, and you're just like watching this crouch walk, and it's like, you don't have that kind of a time frame. Move your ass.
That's going on. I don't even realize that I'm the only one left.
He's like still talking to us and shit.
Yeah, it's like, hey, y'all got eyes on them anywhere? What's going on?
Why is
These
everybody
guys must
so
be trying
quiet?
hard. They ain't even saying nothing.
Why'd everybody get so quiet
Yeah.
all of a sudden?
Well, that's what happens with Murky. He just, he gets all quiet. He can still be there, and he won't answer you.
Either he's
Oh,
trying hard or he's pissed off.
it's either. I mean, most of the time, like, I don't know. There comes like a time in the game where it's so surreal for a moment that it's almost that if I say anything, they'll hear me. And that's actually how it should be. On SOCOM, not to bring this up again, I know I've gotten off the SOCOM bandwagon for a while now, but if you were talking amongst your teammates and say you were inside a little building and I happen to lean up against that wall and hear you in that building, I could hear your chat. Not only that, but what's it called? Modern Warfare 1 had that too.
As a perk,
I
you had
don't
to
remember.
use.
Yeah, if you remember eavesdrop,
Yeah.
and you could
I never used it.
get close. I didn't either, but you could actually get close to somebody and hear their chat. Indicated where they
It
were.
would be good for search and destroy too. Like if you're on a clutch, like 1v5, and like all of a sudden you hear this guy like, "Where you at, man? Oh, I'm hiding in Burger Town." All right.
I'm curious how modern. We didn't really like deal with Ghost on PlayStation 4 because Ghost was pathetic.
Poo
But
poo.
yeah, it was widely known. I mean, like 100 YouTubers whose channels were 90% Call of Duty, 10% other stuff. They're not even doing Call of Duty anymore because of it. And when they do Call of Duty, um, when they do Call of Duty videos, I always see their go-to game is Black Ops 2 as well. So that's always nice to see that. Because when I gave up on it, I felt like for a minute there it was like everybody was thinking like, we gotta play something else because Murky doesn't want to play this. And it's like, no, like it seems that the world shared my opinion. There's a lot of people who were like, Ghost is a good game, and those people are going to hell. And so, yeah.
Those people are campers.
Yeah.
And my point was proven when Andy was dropping chem strikes and shit.
Yeah, exactly. No hatred towards Andy, but I mean, let's be honest. Even Matt was like ripping off fucking like incredible gameplay, and it's like, where is the difference? Where
Andy just picks a spot and stays there and just drops fucking chem strikes.
Well, it's almost
Just like you did.
It's
on
almost
Hockey.
like, hey, let's not talk about that. That was OG shit right there. No, but it's almost like they want to push out the competitive players and make it noob friendly. Like, but no,
competitive players are campers, man.
I mean, what you trying to say, bro?
I'm saying if you watch any competitive gameplay, it's fucking boring because all they do
It's
is
all
camp.
it's all head glitching.
And fucking sniping
and
shit.
running away
Yeah. That shit's annoying.
I remember watching T. Martin play in a competitive game, or he might have just been hosting it. I'm not sure, but I remember watching these guys, and it was like these two dudes battled it out, and it took way longer than any battle I've ever had with my opponent in a game. Like, I would not have been. They were being real careful. Like, one of them would pop their head out, shoot a couple bullets, and then pop back in. And then the other might go around the building and try to get a better view. Then go back to that spot. And, like, it was the longest, most boring, drawn-out thing. And it was like, y'all two girls, man up and shoot each other. Shit. Somebody shoot the other one.
So you're saying I could be a pro gamer, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was,
That's the thing with core too, is when people get hurt a little bit, they run like a bitch and they go find that corner so they can recover.
Yeah, so they can reach
As bad as you guys, hate all the little sneak and peek and all the little how do you guys even put up with me playing with you guys?
I mean, we talk shit behind your back.
It's stressful. There's a lot of, we don't put those in moments on our channel where it's like, Oh my God, what is he doing?
Actually, like, remember that Ace that I uploaded recently?
There was some of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, reload.
Reload!
Message him.
Oh,
Tell him to
why
reload.
isn't he reloading? And there's always that guy who's like, you know he can't hear you, and we're like, shut up, bitch.
Hang it.
No, like yeah. I mean, it's known fact. I kind of expect it. Like, there's sometimes that I'm camping so hardcore, and I know I'm the last one alive, that I'll move my camera, like I'll move my gun, like around and make motions as if it's compensating for the fact that I'm being a lazy bitch right now. And
I'll do the nod up and down.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I know I'm camping.
yeah, like I know at that moment, like everyone in that lobby, friends or no friends, are dogging me, and and so it's cool. It's cool. No, my question was though, like, how is that gonna play out? Cause, in the past, Call of Duty has been like a social game, whether for good or bad purposes. It's always been social. Well, now, you know, like with PlayStation 4, the go-to thing is like immediately get on the game and jump in a friend's party. Those
Right.
parties not sharing the same vocal space as your enemy now.
Imagine how hard it's going to be to make friends on there now for new people.
For new people as well as just talking shit. Like, I find the PlayStation
yeah.
4 very, very hard to send hate mail. I'm a message sender every now and then, and I'm like, with Destiny especially, you know, like I'll get on there and it's a little bit harder to camp on Destiny, and the fact of Destiny not being that kind of a first person shooter makes it even more that when you do see a camper and he kills you, it's like, oh my God, do you not understand the nature of the game, you dumb bitch? This isn't Call of Duty. You can't camp here. And of course you can camp there, but it's like, you know, in my mind, why are you camping here? This is not Call of Duty. This is not Battlefield. This is not. It's a completely different game. It's a high, fast-paced, intense gameplay. Copper, I'm sure you've seen Seth or somebody play this thing, you know, multiplayer. It's not necessary to camp there.
Because they paid $60 for the game and they can play it how they want.
Right.
Wait, who's Copper? What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, Copper, but you know,
Joe.
Yeah, you're a gamer tag back.
Well, you know, I mean, it's still a reference name, man. You're gonna always be Copper to me.
But a knife in our minds, Copperatus in our hearts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Copper.
Copper.
But no,
Yeah,
like I
like
wonder,
Copper,
I wonder if that's gonna make the game boring because of that, though. Because that's always been, you know, like the shit talking in Call of Duty, honestly, has been one thing that I think drives Call of Duty to be such a successful game.
Well,
Because it's
that's one of the things about Search and Destroy, too, is lots of talking shit in between rounds.
Right, and you don't, honestly, you know, like, what would Call of Duty be without shit talking? Like, even at these competitive events, like, these dudes, like, talks amongst themselves, they're like, oh yeah, David? Yeah, I'm about to watch this. And then they're like, I mean, bam, grenaded, you know, I don't know.
Where
how
are
it
you
goes.
going with that?
I don't know. Stop me when I do stuff like that.
You know what I hate? Is how they let people in the MLG, they let them use the party chat in Search and Destroy and talk to each other while they're dead.
Oh my God.
That pisses me off, man. Like, what makes you a good player? Because you can fucking get killed by a guy and then be like, oh my God, he's at the fucking rail house. Go back there, go back there, go back there. Yeah, he's right there. Get him.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it, is once you're out, you're out. You don't get to communicate no more.
Yeah, that's always been kind of a thing that to me just was like,
It's fucking
really?
lame. And now PlayStation, instead of being like getting rid of that shit, they're like, oh well, PlayStation has it now, so you guys are even.
Well, no,
Fuck that.
no, 'cause On Xbox, I did play Call of Duty on Xbox for a while too, and because when the PlayStation Network went down, I was on there, and I originally started playing Call of Duty on Xbox.
So did I.
So I, it was my understanding, unless something changed that I didn't know about, it was my understanding that they had it set up to where the Xbox party chat got blocked out during Search and Destroy.
In a pub game, but competitive players play private.
Right. That's true.
So here's the next big thing. Because it's so hard on PlayStation 4 to have like community kind of chat going on in the lobbies, the pregame lobby and stuff, and it's gonna be hard for folks to make friends.
Enemies.
Yeah, right. If they're for the noobs on there, they're not gonna know anybody. So what about some kind of like an online dating thing, but it's not dating, it's for like online gathering up.
It's called Gamer Peer. They already have it. I'm actually signed up for it. And
Are
their
you
logo.
serious?
Are you
their
talking about like
slogan-
a third party matchmaking?
No, it's just a site you go onto and you put in your games and you put which game mode you like to play and stuff, and then they match you up by that. But their
Wait a
little
minute,
motto
wait
and slogan is "Don't play with yourself."
Hold up. You're being for real right now. I was making a joke.
No, that's the place that offered me a partnership.
It's like eHarmony for gamers.
Yeah, they tried to offer me a partnership, and I said no, but I still signed up for their site.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, don't play with yourself.
That's I don't know what to say right now.
Destiny has it too now.
Mind blown.
Destiny
Yeah,
has one called Destiny LFG that's like blowing up really rapidly. I've actually used it because in Destiny for the higher end content, there's no matchmaking. It literally, you can only play with your friends on your friends list. So it's not like whereas on like Call of Duty, you hop into a zombies match, even though it's not, your normal multiplayer. It's kind of a story mode kind of thing.
What did you say that was called?
GamerPeer.com.
I'm looking it up.
Hell yeah, man! Look that shit up.
I feel like they owe us a little bit of money now.
Sponsor.
Yeah, I feel like
Well, they might not want to if you're listening to this, and I was making fun of it.
good
Wouldn't that
good
be hilarious,
advertisement or bad advertisement is still advertisement.
Yeah.
And I feel like they owe us a little. Where my money? Gator don't play that. Where's my money?
Little
Right.
gator. Little gator on the grind.
Oh dear. My joke towards the Gator had nothing to do with that. That's a topic.
They
we haven't covered.
they
White
spell
boy
peer-
magic.
Like, do they spell peer a funky way, or is it PEER?
PER.
Gamer peer. I'm not finding it.
Let me take a look at Twitter here.
Maybe you're not looking hard enough.
Gamerpeer.com is not. It's coming up with some kind of weird, funky code.
Well. Let me take a look at Twitter here.
It's giving me a PHP error.
It is facebook.com/gamerpeer.
Now, let me go look at their Facebook page. So I can laugh in their Facebook.
I think they do all their matchmaking or all their stuff out of
It says it's gamerpeer.com. GAMERPER.
And
.com.
something goofy's going on. Whatever.
Yeah, when I googled it, nothing came up for it. Maybe they're
Probably
not
they
doing so
probably heard
hot.
you talking shit and they was like, block that hoe.
Well, like they very well could have just not been able to. 25,000 followers. That's probably hardly enough revenue for them to support the site. A website like that's pretty expensive. Like a lot of people don't see like how much it actually costs to make a website.
It's like fucking $50 a year.
No, I beg to differ. Squarespace right now is pretty much the cheapest, and they're like $8 a month.
Yeah. Okay,
And
so $100 a year.
Mm.
Whatever.
Well, they are offering, their little service for free, so that's cool.
You find it now or what?
Well, I'm just reading their info on their Facebook page.
Oh.
oh, it says down.
Oh.
Like you notice on their Twitter, it says gamerpeer.com-DOW. I figure
Oh,
they
that's what that
just
is.
don't know how to spell down and or didn't have
They
a whole
got
lot
the
of room.
downs.
Okay, what is the actual address?
Exactly what you typed in before. It's just
Yeah,
the
it's
website's
just,
down.
It's down.
Oh, I thought I was hearing like a dash down or something, but you meant it's literally down. Okay.
Yes,
Literally.
yes. Have I know you haven't, Mark. By any chance, but have you seen the show Comic Book Men?
I saw that show.
You did. Wow, that's
No, no, I'm just kidding. I don't watch that
Oh.
whack shit.
it's like Pawn Stars for like.
Oh, I have seen an episode of that or two.
So I don't want to say nerds. That's a rude term.
Yeah,
Y'all
that-
sound like a couple nerds talking
That's
about
what they say. It's a good show. It's
It's
funny.
yeah, it's
and,
pretty interesting. Yeah.
You know it's Pawn Stars on a more interesting level. You know, if you're into that kind of stuff. You know.
it. Not really.
You know, you didn't have any. Obviously, Mark was not wearing the dun-dun-duns and the tied-up towel around his neck, trying to be Superman and Batman and all the other creative things.
Nah, man, I was
do.
trying to jump off the couch with a grocery bag to float down and shit.
What
That's
were
what I
you
was
like,
doing.
Mary Poppins?
That's what my friend Gibby said to me the other day. Because I was like, yeah, I used to think I could float with an umbrella if I jumped off of something.
I tried to jump off my roof with an umbrella. I mean, keep in
How'd
mind,
that work for
it
you?
was a really low roof, and it was like, I mean, it was immediate. Like, okay, this is definitely not gonna work. Bam. Like, because the second you jump off, the wind catches it, it breaks the umbrella, and it all goes upwards. And it's like, you know, they gotta have thought when they made that, like, some dumbass kid out there, me, was gonna try that. And, I mean, imagine the repercussions if I would have tried it on, like, a taller roof.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I
should've
told
used
Gibby.
those-
Good thing I was
Okay.
smart enough to predict my failure, you know.
I told him, I was like, man, I think it would work if you, or I said, I used to think it would work if you had a big enough bag. He's like, you mean a parachute? I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
Get one of those umbrellas off the table around the pool, or the
Right.
table.
Now, I
That
saw
might help you a little
something and I tried it and it actually does work. It's not it's something that's very touchy and you might want to be careful, but so, you know, I'm originally from Louisiana. I was down there during Hurricane Katrina. I'm not going to say when it was Hurricane Katrina. I want to say I say Hurricane Katrina, but now that I'm thinking about it, it may have been a different hurricane. And anyway, I saw this guy on Channel 2 that he was flying, and what he had done was he had some boots on and he had a sheet, and he took the four corners of a sheet and he put two in, like he had it behind his back like a cape kind of, but he had two corners in either hand, and the bottom two corners he had tucked down into his boots, like secured by his feet. You know, like took his feet out and then put
Yeah.
the corners of the sheet on like a sock and put his boots on. And then as the gusts of wind would come, he would jump up in the air and it would, you know, puff out like a parachute, and it would actually, you know, work as a gliding device. And so, like, at the same time, the storm was going on and stuff, so I saw that and I tried it, and it actually worked. Like, I was kind of in an area where it was kind of blocked, you know, the wind was kind of cut short. But had I, like, gone down to the river at, like, the levee and tried it, I probably would have flown off in, like, a pretty good distance. Like, when I did it with what little bit of wind I had in my area, because we were in a neighborhood, so there's a lot of stuff blocking on all sides. and it lifted me off the ground. Like, it was good enough that it took me off the ground a foot or two, easily. Like, for a second, I was defying the laws of gravity. But
We're gonna take this moment and say, don't try this at home.
yeah, don't try this at home.
Also,
But
cool story, bro.
it definitely was a working way. So if you ever are just dedicated to trying some stupid
if you ever need
format
to
of
fly.
flying, a sheet tucked into some work boots,
You get some hurricane, then you get some sheet.
get some hurricane and get some sheet. And man, this morning it would have worked great. That storm this morning, Jesus, I've never in my life been woke up by a storm before. It was pretty crazy. It was like affecting my dreams and everything. And phew.
What time was that? I bet that was the same storm that rocked my house about 3 a.m.
Well, considering I don't know, man. This was our own storm. Like, this was,
There's no way it could have been your
There's
storm,
no
man. You ain't
way.
cool enough.
no way we in the same country could have shared the same storm. That's impossible. No, it was about 6 a.m.
Oh, there you go. Pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What time was it where you were at?
I'm thinking it was about 3 a.m. It might have been a little earlier, but
Our storm was like wet.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you mean with water?
Yeah, like with
Like
water
rain
and
and
lightning and stuff.
Wow.
But the intensity of the lightning, I think, is what woke me up. It was literally like gunshots outside of my window. I'd never, nothing normally, like, even nightmares. Like, I usually, like, in my nightmare, I realize that it's a nightmare, and I'm like, damn it, I don't want to wake up yet. I know this is a nightmare. Just change dreams, just dream about something else, Even in my nightmares, I like kind of like tell myself like, okay, just dream about something else. Like, it's not time to wake up.
Cream dream.
But I actually woke up and like was like, what the fuck is that noise? Like, it didn't like scare me awake. It just bothered me. It was annoying. It was like, go home, lightning.
You're drunk.
Y'all want to be my thunder buddy?
Well, I tell you what, man. We're going on an hour and 40 minutes here of this here live broadcast.
You're actually wrong. We're going on an hour and 31 minutes.
Well, according to my
20
Skype
seconds.
call, it's an hour and 40, so...
We started Skype earlier than that. I am actually looking at the actual recorded
Well, you
content.
know what?
We are an hour and 30 minutes. But you know what? For a
Who's
first
counting?
time, unless there's something that y'all wish to talk about, I think for a first run at it, this is fine.
There's been some cool stories, bro.
Yeah, man. This is cool stories, bro.
Cool story, bro.
Butter, is there anything you didn't say that you would have wanted to say, or want to sneak anything in there for last minute?
Just that you are a sexy, sexy man. And no, no, I'm
I got
good.
something to say. Anybody watching, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for all the gangster motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, definitely hit the like button and the subscribe button, but all those
Share it.
gangster motherfuckers out
With
there,
all you gangsters out
they can. Yeah, well, I'm not
Real
gonna tell,
talk,
I'm
real
not gonna tell
motherfuckers.
them to eat a dick, because like there might actually be like a real legitly true gangster motherfucker out there who's
E-gangster.
like, yeah, like, what if that becomes a thing? Like
It is a
straight up, there's like a hacker out there who is like gonna like take down, like gonna be like the freaking Sopranos of the hacking world. Like, find where you live.
I'm sure people have already
And
thought about it.
I mean, a hacker, probably could find a hitman quicker than I could. I'm just saying. I mean, my closest thing to a hitman is I'm gonna go find a redneck named freaking Bobby Joe or somebody, and be like, "Look, man, you want to make a few bucks?" And they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I was gonna go up here. I need to get some groceries." And be like, "Man, I'll get you those groceries, but I want to handle something for me." Man, sure, man. Whatever. Anyway. I don't want to give it some like cheesy outro or anything. So
We already did. Hit that like button, subscribe
yeah.
button.
So anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for the first episode of Cool Story Bro. And if you're listening, watching, thank you for watching, listening. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Wow, butter.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck y'all. I don't need no outro.
I'm done.
All right. Well, all right. We're out.